Hey, what's going on, everyone? How are you? You know what I'm noticing? And I'm just noticing it now. You guys got a little something on you. Might be leftovers. How was your Thanksgiving? How is everybody doing? Hope you all had lots of turkey. Hope you all stayed safe. You were able to see some of your family. I do wish that for all of you. We were able to have a couple people over. We were all tested. Everybody came back negative. We had isolated beforehand, etc., etc., etc. How's everybody doing? How was your Thanksgiving? If you celebrated Thanksgiving. If you didn't, how's your week been? It's Friday. Welcome back. It's Black Friday in the States. That means deals. And that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to have lots of fun. Kyle, thank you for letting me know that the audio and video are looking good. I appreciate that. It's because I need to know from you guys that things are cool. All right. Who was here last week? Kyle, I think you were here. Zoom with our son and his girlfriend. That's awesome, Kyle. I'm thrilled to hear that. Because that's how you do it. I called my parents on Thanksgiving as well. When we talked to my parents, and the kids were being bonkers, but that's them. Okay, so I want to know who was here last week. Mark's here. What's going on, Mark? I'm having a quarantine in my studio. It's a shame. It really sounds terrible. I was exposed to COVID. Waiting test results. Oh, Mark! I hope you're okay, man. So there you go. Mark, I really hope that everything turns out okay. A little exposure. I think it's okay. I mean, don't trust me. I'm not a doctor. Honestly, though, just be safe, be smart. Take care of yourself and those around you. You're doing the right thing. You're quarantining. And if you're in your studio, maybe you're having fun. And that's always cool. But it was last week. I keep trying to get into this. Last week, I think I called it. We were talking, everybody's talking about, we're talking the free Waves plugin that came out today. Bill! What's going on, Bill? Me too, although there are some worse places to be stuck. Yeah, trying to keep family safe, yes. So, Waves. Let's start with Waves. They released the CLA, what they call it, the Echosphere. I have to look it up. Oh, this is so bad. Echo. Yes, the CLA Echosphere. I think I called it. LJ's here. What's up, bud? I think I called it because I said that with all of the videos that they were talking about, he was just talking effects, he was talking reverbs, he was talking delays. And I said, it's going to be an all-in-one. It's going to be a quick and easy. Now, I expected it to be a little bit more, but we're going to play with it today. We're going to see what's going on. Only because, like, in the videos that Waves was doing, they're like, hey, or, excuse me, Mr. Lord Algae himself was like, listen, I have all these flavors. I got my 480, I got my PCM 42, I got the Eventide, I got this thing, I got that thing. Andy, I picked up the CLO Waves add-on, nice. A couple Slate had in it, and then 49 isotope package. Yes! I'm a Slate Everything Bundle member as well. And those are some new things that came out today as well. The Slate, they finally put out the LA2A model. They put out their own custom Opto model. They put out, what are they calling it? The High Air? I have to look. I'm looking here. You guys can't see this yet. No, it's not the Infinity EQ. You'll see it in a second. I'm trying to cheat a little. But yeah, Slate put out all this great stuff. Slate Digital. That's the one I'm looking at. Oh, it's in the rack. It's in the rack and I can't get it now. So it's fine. It's no big deal. But Slate Digital put some stuff out, and that stuff seems like it's going to be really fun. And we're going to get into a little bit of that today. See how some of it sounds. And then I, being the consumer I am, I got some stuff that was new to me. Be nice. How much is that subscription for Slate? Slate, I think, goes for the same thing as like Presonus Sphere. I think it's $15 a month. is it $15 a month or is it $20 a month? I can't remember. But it's around that. It's around that, and you can pay for the year, which I think is what I do. Wrong drink. Matthew Jones, hey, you're doing a good job. No, you're doing a great job, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out. And so the Slate bundle, the all in everything pass is. I'm gonna say I'm gonna overestimate and say it's $20 a month. It's something like that. I think it's more like 14, 15, something like that. But I'd rather overestimate and then be wrong. So let's say it's $19.99. Then, so we got all the Slate stuff. Then, new to me, I'm now a Plugin Alliance subscription member. I didn't get the Mega where you get absolutely everything. I got the one tier down, which was the Mix and Master, which is what I needed. And in the Mix and Master, there are some amps in there as well, which is going to be really cool because when we do our songwriting stuff, new amps. So I now have a ton of Plugin Alliance stuff. And I can't stress this enough. I saw you guys talking in the chat before we started. Learn the basics of your tools. All these things are great. They're fun to have. But if you don't know how to use the basics, these new ones aren't going to help you at all. Liam, LJ, what do you think of the Halo Shadow Reflection Filter? We'd love to hear your review on that. Oh, you're talking, is the Halo the globe-looking one, or is it the half-round shield? I can't remember which one that one is. If it's one of those half-round shields, they're better than the one that's like a bubble that goes over the top of. I don't have a microphone around. Like if this was my condenser mic, it's like a bubble that goes around and has like a little circle. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Stay away from that one. That small one, I've heard bad things about. I haven't used it, but I've heard not so great things. But if it's one of those like back curved shields, those are okay. They help. And the way it works is like you're facing your microphone and you're singing into it. And your voice goes past the microphone, which picks up your voice. And it hits these things. And instead of it shooting past to something and then bouncing back and reverberating in the room, it kills some of it. A good amount, but not all of it. You'll still, because sound goes in many directions, especially our voice, because it's all the frequencies and everything. Yes. That's what I got too, but I got everything. Oh, did you get the Plugin Alliance one? You got everything? Cool. Pia has some good stuff. Brainworks, yeah, Brainworks is great. They just said that they got their first patent for their TMT technology, which is awesome. The SSL 9000J, loved it so far. I'm looking forward to messing around with that. I already have the 4000E. Apparently I moved enough today. So I have UA stuff. I use Relay Dice. I was on the fence of getting UA stuff. But the reason I didn't get any UA stuff is I haven't really been doing a lot of tracking recently. So I would think, for me personally, that I would get more UA stuff if I was doing more tracking. This way I could be like, oh, you know what, Unison preamps. I'm going to invest into some of these so I can get some really awesome sounds from my UA gear on the way in. Then I have all these plugins for the mix and master stuff that I can do later. Plugin Alliance seems to work better on a Mac. That's awesome. Yeah. Let's see, Bill, I picked up my upgraded Studio One 5 Pro. Welcome to the club. And Orb Producer Suite. I picked up the Isotope Total Balance bundle a few months ago. Yeah, total. Is it the total or tonal? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Isotope makes some awesome stuff. They make really fun things. I'm extraordinarily excited about this other one that you guys may or may not have seen. I released a video today because I'm a beta tester, so I kind of got it early. The Cornef Audio Amplified Instrument Processor. If you guys work with guitars at all, bass guitar, electric guitar cleans, electric guitars crunch, electric guitars heavy, electric guitars genty, like screaming stuff, this thing is a powerhouse. It's a 4-bands tube EQ. It's a VCA compressor. It's a proprietary signal processor. It's also it's got a built-in, and it's the greatest name ever. It's called the Insufferable Mid-Range Filter, and it gets all of those like whistly tones in the upper mids of any amplified thing, and just you find it and you kill it. It's amazing. Andre, I think it's the one that I'm getting is black called shadow? I'll have to look it up, LJ. I guess total. It definitely looks interesting. Yes, I have a session here, and we're going to get into it in a minute, and I'm going to show you this thing, because it is nuts. I use Capture X, so I can use my amps. Quick and simple for me. Yes. So, this thing would be even better for you guys. What is that thing? Whatever. Billy's here. What's going on, Billy? All right. What do you say? You guys want to get into some stuff? Let's get into some stuff. All right. So, I gotta adjust a little. You guys tell me, what do you want to start with? I'm gonna start pulling open a bunch of these because we can do some things. I think this is my lead for here, and I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna open up a virtual mix rack there. I'm gonna start loading things up, and I want you guys to tell me, what do you want to start with? We can start with the free waves thing. We can start with plug-in alliance stuff. Oh, I didn't tell you. Whoop. I also got stuff from Joey Sturgis Tones. I work with a lot of heavier things, so a lot of the stuff that they put out is geared towards me, but I got like so much from them. I got, what did I get? I got the Bus Glue series. I got the Joel Wanasek Bus Glue series. I got the Billy Decker Bus Glue series. Because I've been working with a whole bunch of different things, and some of the processes are built into those bus glues, and it's really awesome. So it's like, it's a bit of compression. There's some EQ stuff that you can do in there as well for some of them. Also from JST, I got Howard Benson vocals. Very, very strong little vocal processing unit. You could do it with, you could do other stuff with it as well. Because it doesn't have to be, it's just the Howard Benson vocals, but throw it on whatever you want. I mean, you'll still get the job done. All of the tools are still there. Guitars. Oh, E-Nice is saying let's go guitars first. LJ, I'm thinking about putting acoustic panels on the wall and then use the shadow reflection filter too. Yes, absolutely. You could certainly do something like that. Acoustic panels on the wall, if it's in the same room that like you're mixing with, and I don't know if you have like studio monitors or you're just doing it in headphones. If you have the shield, that's basically blocking the stuff that's like going this way, or maybe do it this way so you guys can see. So if you have a shield and it's like one of those half round ones, it's covering you this way, put a panel behind you or above you, because the sound is still going to bounce from these directions. The ones that are going this way kind of get killed, but some will get over the shield and then they'll come back around. But if you put one behind you as well, it'll make anything that bounces back, that'll like kill those frequencies. So, all right, let's get back into it. But yes, I have so much from Joey Sturgis. Oh, what was the last one I got? When I do heavier guitar stuff, I get the Misha Mansour Tone Forge amp sim. I'm excited to play around with that. There's lots of things you could do with that. Misha, it makes a ton of great sounds. He's got a bunch of amps. He's got a custom amp from PV, the Invective. All right, let's get into it. But I think we had a vote for guitars, so I have mix rack in there. I'm also gonna do this. What we're gonna do is I'm just gonna call it slap, but I'm gonna put in the CLA. Let's just go straight. Let's go stereo. Let's load this thing up. Let's take a look at it. Let's see if it crashes. I haven't even loaded a lot of these things in. There it is. Okay, so we're in. And I think you can make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, that'll help. Resolution's a little low on this. It's just scaling it up. Okay, so there's the CLA one. We have that in, and we have it on slap. Let's just go ahead and rename this real quick. CLA slap. We're gonna listen to that. Oh, I swear we are. Whatever that was. That was interesting. Okay, guitars. Let's listen to some stuff. Oh, Billy's in. He's got a question. What do we got? Can you show a quick, easy way of removing plugins? Sure. I'm just gonna do a bunch of. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's do this. I'm gonna pull open just like some effect chain. Doesn't matter what it is. Boom! Look at that. Now we have 3. Yeah. Okay. So we got. It doesn't matter what these are. Quick and easy. If you want to remove Here, you know what? Let's do the same thing. Let's do this. Let's do that. I'm gonna slide. Okay, ready? I gotta do this real quick. Okay, now we're in. Okay. Beep. Oh god. Get out of here. Just gonna copy this whole chain. Don't open them. Get out of here. Alright, doesn't matter what this sound is. Let's say this was the perfect effect chain ever. What you can do, and I'm going to start with just this one that's selected. If I'm going to remove all of the plugins that are on here, instead of going to the little arrow and go ahead and remove and have to do it for all of them, nobody wants to do that. Easy. Where it says inserts, there's a little arrow right here. So instead of the plus where you would just put in one insert at a time, drop down arrow, and then I got to zoom out a little because down on bottom, remove all. You do the same thing. Do the same thing. Same thing as what? It removes all of them. Okay, so now here's something else. I'm gonna make my temporary group. I have these 3 tracks selected. But I'm actually gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna change the order at the end here. Room reverb is gonna be last on this last channel, right? Everybody can see this? So I'm gonna make a temporary group by shift clicking, right? I got everything. Let's say I want to remove room reverb from all of my channels, or I want to remove the second plugin of all of my channels. I have my temporary group, everything is selected. Go to this one, go to remove, but watch, because on the 3rd channel, I have beat delay in the 2nd position. So if I go here and I go remove, it's going to remove the plugins that were on the 2nd position. It's not going to remove all of the same instances of that plugin within this group. So you do need to be a little careful. You see I have room reverb here because we switched the order, and I have beat delays here. So let's see if we can undo real quick, put everything back. Put you back down there. Recreate our temp group. But you could do the same thing too if you want to like bypass stuff. Let's say I just want to turn room reverb off. Room reverb. Let's say I want to turn the reverb off on all of these at the same time. Temporary group, click the button. They're all disabled now. Click it again, they're all back on. Sorry, I meant in Plugin Manager. I went through all of that for you, and now I'm wrong. Thanks. Okay, Plugin Manager. Let's go to Plugin Manager. Where is it? Plugin Manager. Okay. An easy way, let's say you want to... quick way of removing plugins. So something that like I do is I just use like my VST plugins. So I just want to show like my AU. I'm going to be careful here. I'm just going to pull up in my AU plugins. You can see I have a bunch of them off. Let me move this over and we'll zoom in a little on this stuff as well. So some plugins, I'll have to check this one. They don't give you the option of like only install the VST3 of this, only install the AAX of this, only install the audio units, which is a Mac thing. They're just like, here you go, you get everything. And if you want to turn like your doubles off, so let's say, yeah, like these ones I just installed. So I can, and I don't want the audio units. I think the VSTs are going to run better for me. Shift click, get all these. Oops. Get all these. Or actually, it's even easier, just slide down. Click and hold, slide down. Same thing to turn them back on. Click and hold, slide down. So you don't need to shift click. I'm going to leave Berserk in only because I don't remember it. Kilohertz, I think I'm going to leave in. CLA, I don't want those. I just want the VST of it. I don't want the audio units of these guys because I know I don't want those. Comb filter, maybe you stay in. Comeback Kid. Also, have you guys checked out Baby Audio? I'm an affiliate for them now. and they make some really cool stuff. I actually just did a mix this week. I think I did it on Wednesday. Doesn't matter what day it was. And on my mix bus, I threw on the Baby Audio Parallel Aggressor to add a little bit of parallel compression, just a touch. I actually, in the mix, I didn't really do too much, but I already had some parallel compression going on, and then they also have the heat section of the parallel aggressor, and that adds like this nice saturation, and you can just blend it in, whether from different amounts, and you just kind of set your levels. So on my mix bus, I threw that on, and that's a big but. I also forgot I got other new plugins today from Kush. Have you guys heard of Kush Audio? You may have seen the House of Kush channel on YouTube with Gregory Scott. Very soft-spoken dude, but very knowledgeable. Really smart guy. He's the founder of Kush Audio, and they make plugins, and they make killer plugins. So, which ones should we use with S1? It doesn't matter. Studio One is compatible with all of those. Don't use AAX because that's for Pro Tools. You can use audio units if you're on a Mac. It's totally fine. You can use VSTs and you can use VST3s. They all work just fine inside Studio One. So you don't need to be specific. I just have seen that on my system, VST3s work the best. I do have some that are still set to audio unit and they still work just fine. And I have I have some that are just straight up VST2s and they work fine. So you don't need to be specific. Just don't install the AAXs. And if you get an old one, don't install RTAS. That was the old Pro Tools stuff. Okay. We're getting nerdy. Ready? It's plug-in time. Tell everybody. Go put it on Facebook and Twitter and everything. Share it out. We're going in. We're going to go with the Cornef Audio Amplified Instrument Processor. Ready for this beauty? It's going to take a second. Oosh. Ugh. Look at this thing. It's a powerhouse for electric guitars. First order filters, 4-band EQ, from low frequency all the way up to high frequency into mid bands, VCA compressor, insufferable mid-range filter, stereo with a scope in the middle so you can see what's going on, proprietary signal processing, analog channel variance for the EQ, which gives you slightly different curves of the EQs. You have them set to the same same frequency. Maybe this is at like 2.4 or 2.5 or whatever it is, but on analog consoles, two channels right next to each other set to the same EQ would sound slightly different. So that is what the analog channel variance does, is it makes the curves just a little bit wider or narrower, or if you add 2 dB, maybe one actually adds 2.5 or things like that. It's a lot of variance. It's great, and it gives you 16 channels of variance that you can manually select, or you can just hit the random button, and it doesn't matter. You don't need to have left or right. It's just the variance selector. So the left side is going to be channel 12, the right side is going to be channel 11, and even though those seem like they should be backwards, it's still left and right. It doesn't mess up like that. It's not going to like change your left guitar to now come out the right. No big deal. Have you updated your Studio One again? I mean, I'm on Pro. I think I'm on Pro 5.1.0. So I don't have like whatever the latest update is. Had to update mine today. I probably should update mine, but I'm on 5.1.0685 something. It doesn't matter. Okay. More cool stuff about the Cornef. AIP. New master section on bottom, so input and output trim. A and B comparison, which is pretty new for them. And then you can undo and redo, save your presets, which is great. Preset, it looks like actually this was early, so it didn't allow me to save presets. That was from a beta. But with all Cornef audio things, if you click on his name, you get the underside or the back panel of the unit itself. Same thing with the pawn shop compressor, same thing with the talkback limiter. You can get underneath it. frequency dependent reduction. If you work with heavy guitars and you have lots of palm mutes, you get this real big buildup of the low mids. You can find that with this frequency dependent reducer, and it just finds it, and whenever there's big chugs, it just kind of squishes it down, and it'll show you graphical EQ representation in the middle. And then the equalizer characteristics. Modern is kind of the clear. It's still going to be a tube EQ, but it's like the curve shape and how it reacts is more modern, where vintage is more of like a passive EQ kind of thing. Change your gain scale. I think on the front, these things go up to 18 dB. Why not make it 200%? And now you got 36 dB. 30 math. Yeah, 36. That sounds about right. Bill, the other day, someone was talking about plugins looking like real equipment. The term, that's a word that I'm not going to try and say. The corner sure looks like real knobs. Yes, and that's why this stuff is great, or his stuff is great. Excuse me. Wet dry blend, distortional control. There's another control down here that I can't remember what it does. And then this is the PSP. You can change. One is warm and round. You can see there's like an update. Oh, look at that, exaggerated bottom and top. So it's like like tape. And then this is more aggressive mid-range, Dan inspired. Ooh. So tube inspired. You can see where it is. Tube, tape, and then transient response. So you can actually like kind of darken it just a little. It's almost like a parallel kind of thing. And then this thing is great. So gonna bypass. We've heard this song before. I think I did a speed mix of this like not too long ago. But I'm just gonna solo out the guitars. Okay, I think these are big chords. We'll go from this chorus here. Okay, so bypass. What is my opinion on the plugins from Neural DSP? They're killer. Neural DSP makes killer amp sims. I've been in a huge Corey Wong kick because he's a fantastic like funk guitar player, and he's like really good. And he gets awesome tones. Buddy of mine got the Dark Glass bass pedal distortion preamp. There's the Adam Nolly Get Good pack. There's the there's so many. The Omegas. They make really great amp sims. And the guitar impulses, the cab impulses are really nice too. All right, before. Just a couple little clicks here, and our guitars are instantly wider. And it doesn't destroy it either. Let's throw some filters in. Okay, ready? Let's clean it up some more. I'm gonna put on the insufferable mid-range filter. You're gonna hate me for this, but we're gonna listen to it so that we can find the bad frequency, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm just gonna automatically like drop this down by like 6 dB. Doesn't matter. Ready? Ear warning. It's gonna be whistly. There. I hate that. That's not adding anything for me. And I feel like there's some stuff around it, so I can add in some harmonics here. And now we're gonna listen to it again. Here comes the whistle. I don't need that. I'm gonna take the listen off and listen to how it cleans it up. so much cleaner on the top end now. But you're saying, well, we lost some of the sparkle. High frequency compensation. We're getting it back. We're getting the articulation back in. So the high frequency compensation is also it's like a high shelf at the selected frequency of the mid-range filter. So you make it up and it's not harsh at all because this is after you've already sucked all that stuff out. Music to motion. Michael Johnson is here. So what have we done? We've cleaned this up. Ready? Let's do a quick A and B of we've barely touched this. We've cleaned this up a lot. Ready? Let's do this. We'll widen. Let's go with something like that, and we'll give it a little bit of bite. Okay, we've done a little bit of cleanup. Let's see our EQ curve. See, not even a lot done. A little bit of presence, a little bit of mid-range cut, and then built-in compression right here. Just kind of evening everything out, and then watch what happens when we drop in the signal processor. So much stuff you could do with this. I always forget that you're on the East Coast and I end up late. You're not late, you're here, you're hanging out, no big deal. Let's see, it's 3:32 over here. I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how you do it. For Black Friday, I'm considering RX-8. Yes, I can understand why you're considering it. It is immensely powerful. What are your thoughts on that? It's immensely powerful. I know I could use it for a lot of things, but it's still not one of the cheaper things. No, it is not. But the stuff you could do it. If you guys have never seen the channel Mix Doctor, is it Mix Doctor? He did a really great run through of it. Of using the RX-8, and it's ridiculously strong. I mean, I have some of the stuff from RX-7. Yeah, I have some of the things, so like voice denoise. This is like the elements or the basic things that you can get from them. And I use these. I use voice denoise for some podcast stuff a lot. RX-8 is just crazy powerful. I don't have it, but I've heard amazing things. And the guys at Isotope, like, they have been in the film industry for voice restoration forever, and for good reason. Let's listen. That I've taken everything off of this mix. I do want to. I'm gonna. Yeah. I have some background vocals going, so I'm just gonna mute all my vocals real quick. Get out of here. Alright. Because I'm just going to do a quick before and after with this. So here's before. Makes it a little telephony because we did everything in solo. This is why you don't mix in solo. It honestly, I'll be honest. Honestly, it doesn't fit this mix yet. Michael Johnson, you're so awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat. That was amazing, dude. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope you did well. I hope you had lots of turkey. Okay, we went through the Cornef audio. Let's have some more fun. Ready? We're going to go over here to our lead vocals. I think I'm going to do it in the verse because I know where it is. I appreciate that so much, Music to Motion. All right, ready? We are now going to play with dynamics. Where are you? Where are they? Microphones. Hey, where is... What did I miss? Did I miss something? I know I updated it. This is so weird. Oversampling's not on. Oh no, where is... I have to look up Hollywood, London. Here's all the other stuff. I updated. Where is it? Oh, we'll have to get into that another time. Instead of me trying to hunt it down. Boo. Boo to me. That is very weird. Is it something else? Did I miss something? Slate, gray, verb suite. Yeah. No, it should be in the rack. That's so weird. I'm gonna have to find that. I was gonna play with the slate stuff, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna have to pull open a new plugins thing. Oh, I didn't activate it. I'm gonna talk to you guys while I do my thing. I'm online. Activate. Okay, we're back. Matthew Jones, I'm sure it's simple, but I had the same problem earlier. Yeah, it's probably just, I need to refresh something. No big deal. Music to Motion RSA is good for cleaning up sound recordings, yes. Or if you want to rebalance things between vocals, bass, drums, other instruments, yes. Exactly. That the Dr. Mix, Dr. Mix, he had a bunch of different things that he ran through RX8, showing how powerful it was. Just go look it up. It's crazy what you can do on a full stereo mix, stereo printed mix. I have to talk to you about that. A stereo printed mix he put through it, and he's like, you know what? I don't like these drums. You go in, you go drums, out, and the drums are out of the song. You can hear everything else, and the drums are gone. And you be like, oh, bring the drums back in. The vocal, out. And the vocal's out. It's crazy what it can do. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I made stems from a stereo mix. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things you can do. Alright, let's just actually do this because it's being weird right now. We'll just get rid of that. Alright, SSLJ, because why not? You know? That's active. This is a vocal. It helps when you actually, you know, unmute the bus. You know what? Why not? Let's do fast attack. This is, oh, I forget on the J. The P stands for, oh, whatever. We'll just do it. too telephony. I'll widen that out. Find it. There's also something kind of honking. Okay, I'm really liking this so far. Look at that. Nice. Okay, I like the way that's sounding so far. Now let's do our CLA slap. I'm gonna go like that. And that was just, we're very quickly going over that. I'm gonna catch up with you guys. It sounds like Blink-182. This is Blink-182-ish. So, you know what? Let's just do this. Ready? Because you can. We found something real fast. These are all my lead vocals. Beep, 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 beep. Now they all have the same settings. And then we can jump to the chorus. And rewind it just a little. Okay. Turn all you guys off, and I just want you. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. I haven't messed with this one yet, so we're having fun together. Sync on. Sell the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. Saddle up. So you have your high pass and your low pass here, so we can kind of filter all of our stuff out, because we don't want any of this. They both work in the same direction, which is interesting. Instead of it being like full counterclockwise and clockwise, and you kind of just making smaller from in. So something to keep an eye on. We'll just kind of bring that down, and we'll bring this way up. Sell the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground. That's not bad. Deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. Saddle up, we're getting out. But there ain't no escape. That's not bad. That's a pretty good sounding plate. This is like his 480L that he usually does. I think he does the 480L plate, long plate. I can't remember exactly which one it is, but this is what's really cool about this plugin. Is an internal routing. It's two separate things. It's a slap delay and it's a reverb. It's a very nice plate and it's a very nice slap delay. But what you can do is come back over here and you can turn on the routing to go the slap into the plate. Sell the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. So this is just the slap that we're listening to. Sell the whole thing down. Sell the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the... Does it not send to here on its own? Oh, and there's modulation. Let's put a little modulation in. Sell the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. Saddle up, we're getting out. But there ain't no escaping. Oh, it's not going to there because it's supposed to go to the slap first. So that's something interesting to keep an eye out when you guys are messing with this, because this one was free. This was free. If you have your routing plate into, excuse me, slap into plate, it disables the send to the plate itself. Sell the whole thing down. You can hear the modulation happening on the plate now. Sell the whole thing down. There's also modulation on the slap. That's awesome. Let's go back to, oops. Let's go back to our plate. Oh, this is going to be crazy. Oh, okay. You can see that it's actually split up into 4 different sections and layers. So this is definitely... You can hear it kind of phasing in this first area. Maybe flanging. It's like a little bit more... What is that? Oh, it's a little stereo spread on this one. Kyle, good night. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. And Hayden's here. What's up, Hayden? Oh, this is much slower, so you can hear it. Okay, let's go back to our plate and have some fun with that one. Just purchased this one. This one's fun, and it's free. Good night, Kyle. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Hope you stay safe. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, but we are going to keep having some fun. I've already done some filtering here. You guys saw me do that before. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one-horse town. Settle up, we're getting out. This is 2 separate at this point. No, purchase RX Standard. Yeah, congratulations. You're gonna love it, man. It's totally worth it. So now we have it as 2 effects using the shared output. It's got a nice long tail to it because on our plate we have a 2.6 second reverb time, which is nice. And let's do the same thing again where the internal routing of the slap going into the plate. So here's before again. Your voice is several dB above the music output. Yeah, I'll tell you exactly why. This is a mix that I worked on with you guys, and the boost came when I was mixing it, like it kind of balanced out. And right now I have like everything off. So when the music's playing, especially since it's just its vocal, it's probably coming low to you guys. I can boost it a little to you guys. Let me do this. And now you guys tell me if it's too much. Also, please tell me. Your voice is several dB above the music output. Yeah. Set the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. Nice long tail, couple slaps in there. Now, internal routing, slap into plate. Set the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. That's actually really nice. It's still giving you a little bit of that slap delay, but as the tails go into that reverb, it is very nice. It dissipates very nice, especially with this long tail. Music to Motion, you saw I adjusted the output to you guys. Let me know if I'm still overpowering the voice. Also, let me know. I'm very curious, only because I think my general level overall of my streams is pretty good. You don't have to like really crank your phone, but that's something I should ask you guys. Is sounds good for a reverb plugin. Reverb, it can be just a slap. Oops, because we have to go. Hey, don't do that. Go to here. Set the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. Undo the solo and let me hear. Here it comes. I'm listening on my studio monitors. Also, this is going to be interesting. I hope it's not doing it too much. If I have it too loud, like the music output, it can clip the converter that I have going to stream. So if you hear some like pops and clicks, I have to drop the output a little. This one. So, this was fun. Let's do... The voice is really on top right now, and we're just messing around and having fun. This is cool. I like this. Also, with some of the newer waves things, GUI. Adjust your GUI. So that's really fun. That one was free. If you don't already have it, go get it. That is definitely, you can get some really good work done with that. Sorry, I'm too OCD. Sounds better. Okay, cool. Hayden, this sounds awesome. Really random basic question. Cool. Let's go with this one real quick so I can see what's going on. But do you know what the yellow MPK mini button is at the top of the plugins? Yes, I can tell you exactly what that is. Let me show that. So the MPK mini is my MIDI keyboard. I have it. Let me see if I can, without making things explode. Here it is. It's one of these little guys. So the yellow is telling me that it's actively connected to my MIDI controller, and if I really needed to, I could go in, maybe not on this plugin, so it's already set to that, but like if I wanted to, where's the thing, like you can, here, this mod wheel, if I start moving, I'm gonna move K1, which is just one of the rotary knobs that I have on my MIDI controller. And you can see right here that K1 is responding with value. If I wanted to assign knob 1, K1, knob 1, to the modulation wheel, I can hit that button. And now I'm controlling it with MIDI. You guys can't really see that all too well. There you go. Now you can see. So K1, I have assigned to my modulation wheel right here. If I wanted to adjust, let's say, the feedback. I've clicked on feedback, and you can see feedback is here. I'm going to grab knob 2. The interface is changed to knob 2. And I like saying knob because in other countries it can be dirty and it's funny. So now, watch my feedback. I now have control with a manual, with a physical controller of my feedback amount. Now it's catching up with me. There it goes. If I want to unassign, just turn that off, and then I can go back to this, which is supposed to be assigned here. Yes, it is, and there we go. So that's what that is. It's the focus device thing. It just popped up. It's underneath my head. Hang on. Actually, I can't do that. Okay, I got it. Ready? If I hover, boop, focus device. So it's connected to my controller. Haha, just don't say slob. Slob knob. I guess I wonder why mine only shows Alesis for all plugins rather than my old MIDI controllers that aren't trying to be electric drums. Yeah, so if you have like an Alesis keyboard, or I mean, you can change this. I have some other things like a QWERTY keyboard. That's literally your keyboard. You can have a QWERTY keyboard, but you have to set it up as one. This is something I experimented with a long time ago. The iPhone Mini Moog. What is it? Aggregate device. That's the name of it. Faderport 8, so I could have this because this is technically sending like MIDI controls sometimes. Or the IO Station 24, which actually I don't have right now. I sent it back because I just had the cool opportunity of messing around with it with you guys. What else do we need to do? All right, let's do this. Let's go to, all right, ready? I'm gonna do some other new ones that I got. You guys tell me, do you want to see the stuff from Baby Audio, or do you want to see from Joey Sturgis Tones? Because we can do a lot with a lot of their stuff. Check what you set up and your DAW as your MIDI interfaces. Yeah, exactly. So you guys tell me that, and in the meantime, Parallel Aggressor. Let's see, VST3. Here's the Baby Audio Parallel Aggressor. This is the interface. Actually, I think they have a light one. They also have presets, which is cool. Oh yeah, this is night mode, day mode. So, this is kind of cool. I do like the dark one, but this middle gray is actually pretty cool. So we're gonna stick with that, which is like dusk or twilight or something. No big deal. Oh, what was that? Super chat from Hayden. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for your super chats this evening. It really helps. I appreciate every single one that you guys do. I appreciate every single one of you guys that comes and hangs out with me. So I'm going to load in the Parallel Aggressor. I'm also going to load in the Omegas. Let's go with the Omega. Just going to go with the Omega N. And see, this is one of the things that we were talking about before with audio units or VST or things like that, is this actually doesn't have a VST3, it only has a VST2 or an audio unit, and I'm going to choose the audio unit. So this transformer goodness, and I'm putting it on the mix bus for you guys. Thomas, hey Tim, I picked up a fairly wet orchestral libraries this Black Friday. Congratulations. I hope you have lots of fun with your orchestral libraries. Love the sound of each one. Would like to blend instruments from them without muddying up the sound. Convolution reverb? Yeah, you certainly could use a convolution reverb of like a really nice hall. And pro insider tip, let's go with one of these. Pro insider tip is when you're sending to that convolution reverb, put an EQ before it to scoop out where there would be mud buildup. If you're doing orchestral stuff, actually, if you're doing most things, your mud is going to be like your lower mids. So you can just kind of do a nice little scoop out of your lower mids before the reverb, convolution, or any other kind. It doesn't really matter. But that will help because it reduces how much of those frequencies are feeding into the reverb and therefore won't muddy up the orchestra itself, which is the dominant primary. So yeah, you can use convolution, or you could just use algorithm. Algorithm reverbs will work just fine as well. Tim, you're awesome. No, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate every single one of you. No problem. Thank you for the advice, Hayden. It's my pleasure. Robots in disguise, Transformers, Autobots, Decepticons. Because, Liam, I'm of night people is nearly 4. Take care, everybody. All right, LJ. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming and hanging. Go get some sleep. Yes. Actually, Thomas, tell all of us which orchestra did you pick up? Because yep. Music Emotion does that stuff too. Scoop out mud. Or do a high pass. You could do a high pass too, but sometimes maybe you want like those contrabasses to have a little bit of presence in that room. So you can just do some like scoops. You don't have to really like cut everything. You can just scoop some stuff out. Ghastly Bass, hey dude, thanks for all the ongoing Studio One tips. Thanks for watching all of this Studio One tips. It's really a lot of fun for me to do. The usual Monday content, which is like the the tips and tricks and the produced videos. That's the word I was looking for. But I also have been having a ton of fun with you guys doing these live streams where we can just have fun. We can write songs, we can mix stuff, we can play around with plugins, which is what we're doing today. It's been a thrill. Let's go back to this view. Thomas, East West. Oh, wait, here. Ricardo! Let's have some fun. Yep. I use East West, BBC Symphonic Orchestra. I also have BBC Symphonic Orchestra for when I do orchestra things, which is not very frequent, but it was free. Also, if you guys don't have that, get the Symphonic Orchestra. You just have to fill out a survey, and they'll send it to you like 2 weeks later for free. Or at least they were doing that for a while. That's how I got it for free. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Johnny Geeb, Hope Studio Trainer. What's up, bud? We're being real nerdy and we're going over all these different plugins that I got today. That's why you're looking at the Kush Omega Model N transformer, because I've heard great things about this. Oversampling's on. Thomas, that's a great idea. Thanks. AR1, BBC Symphonic Orchestra Core. Also, Thomas, if you don't do it already, blend your symphonies. Use, copy your parts, copy the MIDI, and if you have a strong enough machine, stack those things, because maybe one is like a little darker sounding but more natural, and another one is brighter but more digital. You can use them almost like EQ, where you can blend those things in. So you have, let's say it's like your, not your contrabasses, let's say it's your violas. It doesn't really matter. In the BBC one, maybe it's more natural, but there's only like in the free one, Johnny Gee with the super chat, thank you so much. Home Studio Trainer, great stuff over here. No, Johnny, you're great stuff. Even for just, you finally made it. Yeah, this was, I see what you did. You're making up for the other ones. No, I'm kidding, thank you. There it goes. It just dinged at me now. But yeah, the violas, maybe the BBC with its 3 articulations, or its 3, not articulations. It's like 3 players playing at the same time, or something like that. Maybe that's not enough for you. You can blend it in with one of your other orchestras, which maybe is brighter but has different articulations. Use that like EQ instead of an actual EQ. And then, like we were saying before, EQ before your reverb. Clean up that mud going into the verb. Stacking is great. My that transfer. Well, I was wanting to say Tim, but the corrector wrote time. Sorry. You know what? We're having fun with time with Tim. Ricardo, stop it. All right. I pulled open a couple things. Let's get back into our plugin crazy nutness. You guys saw, where is it? Baby Audio, Parallel Aggressor. Like I said earlier, I did this on a funk pop mix. It's a dance funk is really what it was. On my mix bus, this is what I did. Let me just go to here and turn this off. And it was something like, I had just a tiny bit of this, a little bit of that. The dry volume, I don't know why they, because that's +6. So I want to put that back to 0. That's why. So these are cool little controls. Spank, parallel compression, built right in. Heat, parallel saturation, built right in. And that's kind of a lot of the stuff that I got today, was saturation things. Which saturation things are a lot of fun. I need to, guys, give me 3 seconds. I just need to look something up. I think it's this one. No. Hang on. I gotta look something up real quick. Go in. Just let me go in. I want you guys to know, where is it? Here. This one. Copy. Coming back. Ready? If you guys want, there is a link in the chat. This will send you over to the Baby Audio stuff if you think you like these things, and it's all on sale right now. They're bundles for everything, and they have 4 plugins now and something coming soon. Can't really say much, but they have something coming soon. You can use that link, and that will give you, you can just do it by individuals, and they make some really cool individual stuff, or you can buy the bundles, which I think the whole bundle for everything they have is like $60. So let's do some of this real quick. You gonna play some music? So we are just listening to the saturation side right now. I've taken the dry out. I don't have the spank in. We're just listening to it, and I've put it into overdrive. Let's just do something like this. This is on my mix bus going to you guys. So now you can hear it's filtered, but it's saturated. It's real crisp. That's why they call it heat. Actually, I guess I could have just hit the solo button. It also has auto gain built in, which is cool. So we're gonna take that down. It's not really gonna play out too well, so let's do spank. I'm gonna turn this all the way down. It's just squashing this, and you can blend it in with your different levels here. You have your dry level, your dry level controls, and with these 3, you can blend these things in. Brick wall mode, extra punch, because why not? We're going real fast. It made it a little smaller, but it didn't make it bad. Made it a lot of fun. And you can have a lot of fun with this. The heat of this plugin is really cool. So we're just going to turn these off real quick. Now we'll do some transformer saturation. Totally different. And we are going to still use this on the mix bus because I think that's what I want to do. What we got going on? Oh, uh-oh. Somebody may have gone to my website. I know who. They might be here. I'm not going to talk about it. Let me catch up real quick. Let's see. Love saturation for 2 things. Yes. Music and Emotion. Check out the Kush things. He's got 4 different ones, and I just pulled open one right now. Catching up. Love saturation. Use it for 2 things. And Music and Emotion. You made a suggestion for a video, and I still have it written down. See? I still have it. There it is. There's my terrible handwriting. I told you, it's there. Tame transients prior to compressor. Yup, dirty up a sound. And we're just dirtying sounds right now. So let's see, Thomas, thanks. I'm completely overcomplicating things. I've been popping on spaces to my instrument buses and calling it a day. I think I'm concerned about losing that nice Studio One sound. No, and what you could do is, if you're not doing it at is just make a reverb bus and then send all of your symphonic bits to that reverb, and then it'll sing very naturally because they're all going there. And you can use your send levels to kind of be like, oh, it's too muddy because of the cellos, maybe a little bit less cello. So home studio train, you'd never lose the Studio One set now. Wait. Everyone, Studio One. Oh, yeah. Something's a whole different topic. Something I never do on purpose. And then Tony's here. What's going on, Tony? Thanks for coming in, Thomas. You guys are amazing tonight. Yeah, that's a good one too. But I think you might need to blend with more than just that individual violin. Yeah. You write with crayons? I have 2 very young kids. All I have around me are crayons. Maybe markers, if I'm lucky. Where do you get all your effects for Studio One? I want some, but don't know where to get it. Thomas, definitely reach out to Music in Motion. He's a brilliant guy. So reach out to him. Ricardo, it depends. There's all kinds of stuff. There's all the major guys out there. But it also depends on what version of Studio One you're using. If you're using Studio One version 5 Artist or higher, so that's Artist and Pro, you can use third-party VSTs and all this other stuff. So the sky's the limit. There's a million places out there to be able to get plugins and instruments and blah, 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 blah. So there's so many of them out there. If you are using Studio One version 5 Prime or Studio One version 4 or lower, Artist or lower, so that's Prime and Artist, you have to have the third-party VST add-on. So for Studio One versions 1, 2, 3, 4, Prime and Artist, you couldn't use third-party stuff without the add-on. That's now available in Studio One 5 Artist. You can use third-party stuff. In Prime version, you still cannot. But if you're using Pro or Artist of Studio One 5, sky's the limit. Waves, Slate, Plugin Alliance, Joey Sturgis Tones, Corn F Audio. What do you want to do? The world is your internet. Oyster. Whatever. Who knows? Thomas, you are very welcome. Yes, Michael Johnson is his real name. I'm trying to do the thing where I'm just reading your screen names, although we all know that Johnny's hanging out. We can call him Johnny. Okay, so let's do some more Transformer. That's just a pad. I'm not worried about that. All right. I had to look over, make sure you guys were looking at the same thing. All right. That's nice. I mean, I have it pushed up a bit now because this is literally, it's a fader balance mix. And you heard we pushed this all the way and it got real saturated and real crunchy, as it should, because it's a transformer. The low mids fill out real nicely with this. Almost too much, where I would have to, or I think I would have to follow this up with an EQ to kind of give it a little bit of top end shimmer back in. Oh, got it. That's incredible. Yeah, Ricardo. You can use pretty much anything out there now. Ken's here. What's up, Ken? Thanks for coming and hanging out. I used to do one for artists, so I need that add-on to add more effects and plugins. Yes, you will need to. Studio One for artist did have a bunch of additional plugins from Studio One that came in. But unless you're using Studio One 5 Artist, which I believe the upgrade is on sale now, so you can go and do that for pretty cheap, I highly recommend it, because then you can now do everything we're doing here, which is messing with stuff. And I like messing with stuff. So this transformer is really nice. It added a ton to the low mids, but like I was saying, I mean, I'm overdoing it now so we can all hear it. But I would follow this up with a little EQ, maybe a passive EQ, something like a Pultec. Give me some top end shimmer back in. Yeah, it fluffs the mid-range and brings it forward. But this is the Model N. This is what this one sounds like. And he has other ones. And they all sound different. I don't care about the clipping, as long as it's not clipping at you guys. Sorry if I don't get it all. Still learning English. Ricardo, shoot me an email, and then you can take your time with it, and I can answer you however you want. Let's see. Johnny goes, I like the warmth. I didn't really hear it until you overdid it and then backed it off. Well, that's also, Johnny. Ready, Johnny? Insider tip. If you really want somebody to hear something, especially in the internet world that we live in, overdo it and then take it away and then kind of put it back in, and then they'll know what to listen for at that point. So let's do the same thing. Let's come back into this one, and we're just gonna go with one of the other Omegas. Let's go with this guy. Totally different, right? I mean, same but different. It's a different model. Let's hear how this one sounds. The other one's off. It's a good thing my kids are sleeping over my in-laws. So, different kind of transformer. Clearly, we're just like crushing it at, what is that, 60%? Upper mid-range. This is upper mid-range and bringing it really forward, which is nice. Yeah, upper mid-range. Really nice. And again, we're pushing it hard for you guys. Agreed. Sorry, catching up with you guys again. Like messing with people. Like I say, I think that was me all through schools. I was always the kid causing trouble in class. So now it's me and Michael Johnson, especially for Johnny. Sounds great. Definitely gonna get considered update Studio One 5. It's worth the consideration. Pausing back. Welcome back. Okay, catching up. I do appreciate it. I'm not on Facebook user though. I'll keep experimenting. I think I'm close. I think you are too, Thomas. Also, reach out to me. Send me stuff. Maybe I can, even if it's just like a stereo mix, I can suggest things. I like listening to stuff. That's kind of my job. Oh my goodness, you guys are going crazy in the chat, and I'm trying to keep up with you. Let's see, musicdemotion.com, Mike at musicdemotion.com. There it is. You guys are just helping each other out, which is awesome. I keep picking at my neck. Hi, music. You fell asleep around 7 tonight. Now I'm wide awake. Well, Ken, I had a very similar. I had a weird night last night. Fell asleep probably later than I should. I think it was around 1 a.m. when I fell asleep. Then I woke up, like, bing, woke up 4 a.m. Couldn't get back to sleep until 7 a.m. It was a very interesting night last night. And it really has a vinyl flavor to it. Yeah, this one does. The Tweak, or TWK, I guess I should call it. But it was definitely like a vinyl flavor. Upper mid-range really brought forward and kind of tightened up a bit, which was really nice. And Johnny, I haven't messed with these. I got these today, so I'm listening to them for the first time with you guys. You guys, awesome. You guys are awesome. Triclotum. That's okay. That's a word. You are mixing with monitors? Yes, Ricardo. I have. I don't have another camera set up behind me. I have 2 sets of monitors. I have the Kali Audio LP8s, and I have a pair of Yamaha NS10s with a Yamaha amp that's down over here next to me. And unfortunately, I can't use my Yamahas right now because my son came in the other day. He's actually a couple of weeks ago at this point. He is 3, and he saw the controls on the amp, and he just started twisting them around. Thankfully, I wasn't working and I wasn't doing anything, but my calibration is all off, so I need to recalibrate my monitors so that when I switch between the two, there's not a volume discrepancy. That's a really important thing if you have multiple sets of monitors, is making sure that they all output at the same volume, because you don't want to go, these ones sound better because they're louder. You just want to be able to hear the frequency difference. So that'd probably be something I do over the weekend. Or I literally bought the Kalis today. Which ones did you get? Did you get the 6s? Did you get the 8s? Did you get the in-8s, which is the 3-way driver, I think it is. Do I like them? Yes, I like them a lot. I think they're great. They really low extension in my room, and I've treated my room. As you can see, I got a panel here. I got things above me, behind me, around me. I got another cloud back there. 85 dB. 85 dB isn't always the magic number. I think my room is actually set to... I have to remember. I think my room is actually set to 80 because the size of your room changes the pressure when things are happening. So there is kind of a science to it. I don't remember the exact numbers. 85 is kind of a decent place to start, though. You can do 85, you can do 80. The 85 is like kind of top, though. So I would do like 76, 78, 80, jumping by 2s. The LP8's nice. Awesome. Yeah, I had the LP8s. They're great. Front ported. So I have mine pushed, people say, don't do this. You should be 1/3 back into the room. Mine are pushed right against the wall because that's what works in my room. I've done tons of measurements a while ago, but I've done tons of measurements, and mine being pushed against the wall, and thankfully they're front ported, is the best place that I think these things sound in my room. Tony Roma, how does it work? How home studio trainer sounds? Oh wait, hang on, I'm catching up. You guys are doing things and stuff. Music and emotion. I really like my Kalis. I do. I like them a lot. You bought the Kalis today. Get back. I'm catching up. Your son was so curious. He was. He went to the he went to the controls and just messed it up. Which is fine. And do you prefer a mix with monitors or headphones, and which do you think is better? My personal preference, I like hearing music in a room, so I like mixing on monitors. When you mix with headphones, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, when you mix with headphones, you don't get this you don't really get this sense of something being in front of you, which is something I've kind of concentrated on in here, is making it sound so that if I want my vocal to sound like it's right here, I can get it to sound like that because of how the room works. And the room plays a big part in your sound, and the way things sound when they come out of your speakers, more so than what the speakers actually can do. So when you have headphones, even if they're open backs, which my open backs are over there, well, Open backs let your ears breathe a little bit more. They let the frequencies kind of come out of the headphones a little bit, but not the same way as like speakers pushing air in a room. So I prefer mixing on monitors. That's just my 2 cents. Maybe you don't. Maybe you live in your parents' basement. Maybe you live in an apartment with 16 other people, or the walls are paper thin, or for some reason you just can't mix on monitors. Maybe you're traveling and you're on an airplane or something. You can't mix in monitors on an airplane. Well, nobody can because nobody's flying. Well, maybe they are. Sometimes it's not practical. So there are times where you need to use headphones. If you're doing like mixing and maybe you're just at home, go with open backs. If you're kind of like traveling around, you can do closed backs. It gives you a little bit weird bass response with closed backs. Closed backs are generally really good for tracking. Mixing, I mean, there's plenty of people out there who do mix with closed back headphones. Not a big deal. I also have, because when live shows were a thing and I was mixing monitors, I would mix on my little in-ears, and I got used to mixing on those. So it all changes. My preference, monitors. Hello, Tim. Even though subscribed, haven't been able to cross the threshold till tonight. Just Bob, welcome, buddy. This Music Motion's got the 308s. Oh, I forgot how to breathe. I'd like to learn more. I'd like to learn more one-on-one. Tony, Johnny at Home Studio Trainer, he's brilliant. Or reach out to me. I'm gonna put this in here. Hang on. I hope I spell my name right. Yeah. There you go, Tony. You could also shoot me an email because I also do lessons if you're interested. Agree, monitors. Yeah. See, even Johnny knows. Tony, your site says we'll be right back. Still working, upgrading the system, relaunching. Oh. There's Johnny. Just subscribed. Thanks, Johnny. I'm looking at treatment, but it's expensive for the way I want to do it, above and beyond what most folks want to do. Mike, these things in here that I built myself, I think in total I've spent maybe $300, and my room is much better now, and I have extra insulation in the garage that I'm actually just going to stuff into my bottom corners here to get even more bass control. So buying the pre-made ones, yes, they're pre-made, yes, they're tunes, maybe it's got some diffusion and stuff on it, and you don't have to do all the math and the work and blah, 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 but you pay the expense. I could have gotten this same stuff from, one of those manufacturers for probably $2,500. I'm just kind of guessing, but I spent $200 to build it myself, and a couple afternoons. That's just me. I'm kind of a handy guy. Not always, but looking at treatment. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Tony might be working with Johnny. That's awesome, Tony. Johnny's a brilliant guy. If you want to hear the pumping bass hard, use closed backs. Yep. But for mixing mastering, use opens. Yep. Monitors are best. Yep. I agree. Ricardo, that makes a lot of sense, I think is what you were going for. That have a lot of sense, and is a very interesting personal opinion. I usually mix with headphones because I don't always have access to monitors. Exactly, and not everyone does. And then you mix with what you can mix with, and know how to mix on what you know how to mix on. And reference. Listen to people's mixes. If you listen to somebody's mix that you think sounds awesome, and then switch over to your mix and it still sounds awesome, cool, you're on the right path. It doesn't have to be monitors. Using Rockwell, I'm using from like Home Depot, Rockwell Safe and Sound. That's what I'm using. But like most things, it's personal perception. Yes, exactly. But that's also why reference tracks are great. I'm a computer geek. I can't build stuff. I'm also a computer geek. I can build stuff. No, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to. Oh, look at that. The thumbs down guy came with me. You brought him here? Let's let's get back into it. Tony, I would like to work with you. I've learned a lot from you. Anyone else? Oh, Tony, cool. Oh, great songwriters. I'm confused, Tim. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm struggling with mix down of some tracks I recorded. Can I hear how you deal with your final volume of your tracks at mixdown? Hearing what you do might help me. Sure. So first thing that is important is it kind of goes actually hand in hand with what we were just talking about of mixing on monitors or headphones, is knowing what volume things kind of should land at. Now, what I mean by that is I know when I have my controller, my monitor controller at a certain level, and I start working on something, I know what volume things should sort of sound in my room. And I know that my output to my main bus, or my mix bus, is probably going to be about right. Because I've gone in through calibrated and done all that other stuff. Yeah, against that is a lot of people are shooting for target numbers. And I'm going to go big again because we're talking now. People are shooting for target numbers, and the biggest one you're going to hear all the time is minus 14 LUFS. Stop aiming for minus 14 LUFS. Minus 14 LUFS is actually really quiet. It's not really quiet, but it's pretty quiet, and it's not a target number. Making your mix at minus 14, I think a lot of people out there have done that. They've targeted their mix to minus 14 LUFS, and they're like, mine still doesn't sound as good. Well, those other guys and the commercial releases that are out there, they're not mastering, or they're not mixing or mastering to minus 14. They're mastering to minus 10, minus 9. The LUFS number isn't, like, don't target that. Target what sounds good. That also has some life. It is important to still have dynamics. Throwing limiters on and getting things loud, cool. Yes, we're all going to do it. Even mastering engineers, when I master for some people, you have to put a limiter on because it does exactly what it says. It limits that output. So you cannot go to 0 dB full scale. Impossible. That's what the limiter is doing. But it's also kind of pushing everything towards that ceiling of, let's say it's minus 0.5. Arbitrary number, doesn't matter. But the distance of the peak volume and the RMS volume, that is how you can kind of make things louder, is having a good balance of those two numbers. You don't want it so that they're the same, because then you have Metallica Saint Anger. That's the famous album that everything is exactly the same volume, and then there really is no volume other than just blasting and blaring. But that discrepancy between your peak volumes and your RMS, that's like your dynamic range, that is what you want to aim your mixes for when you're trying to make things a little bit louder, is maybe reducing that, but still kind of bringing everything up a bit. So a lot of mastering engineers that I know they don't target with LUFS. They actually more so target with like VU meters and RMS meters. I think you guys are saying it in the chat. Hang on, I'm catching up. So I great songwriters, I hope that answers your question. Hayden, any open back headphones you recommend? Yes. I'm gonna get them. I swear I'm here. You can see me in the background. I'm struggling because, I'll be honest, my room's a mess. These guys, AKG K240s. These are open back headphones. They're like, actually they're probably on sale right now. I think they are actually. Normally they go for like $60. They're really nice open back headphones, and honestly, I think I'm gonna come over here and put this in. I think I have it in my Amazon store. You guys can go to the storefront and check the price through Amazon. I think they're on sale right now. Don't quote me, but they're usually like $60. They're good. They're open backs. The Presonus HD 7s, I think, are the open back ones. Johnny, if you're still here, the 7's the open back or the 9's the open back? I can't remember. But the Presonus ones are also open back. Those are pretty good. I heard them a long time ago, but these ones I have. And then the higher your price range goes, the selection becomes greater. DT990s, who makes those? Bayers? Bayer makes some great ones. Audio-Technica, there's a bunch of them out there. But headphones, open back headphones in particular, or just headphones in general, are a very personal thing. Some you might like some that other people don't like, etc., etc. If you that's that one. So the saturation you used, I'd like to see how it compares to the free soft 2 saturation knob. We can get into that. Let's get back into doing stuff. Good question. There's that one. Yep. We're just having fun. I appreciate having fun. Good question. Yep. Okay. A friend of mine back in the 80s bought 20 or so mattresses to line his garage, approximately 50 by 15 feet. He was able to record guitars and drum cassette, and that sounded amazing. Yeah. Built-in spring reverb, especially in the 80s. He bought them from a hotel. Brilliant. Yeah. Because the mass is just going to soak up the low mid frequencies. Some of the top end would probably, it would get absorbed. It wouldn't go super low, but with that number of mattresses in the area, it would definitely deaden that room. It's just saying a place for bugs and mice. Yes. It just makes me mad. Yes, LUFS should make you mad. Oh, I lost my spot. Here we go. RMS -8 to -10. Yep, that's kind of a good number to kind of hover around. But recordings were amazing. And it was the 80s. Who cared? An old school peak and RMS kind of guy. So I do no LUFS. Yeah, but it's messed up, I think. I like the Bobcats method, which actually, yeah, you in Studio One, you have the K metering built in. So you could use that if you wanted to. Joe Gilder on the Presonus channel, I think it was, or it was on his channel, did a K meters for dummies video, and it was okay. I also have a video out there talking about the meters built into Studio One and how they work. But if you guys want, let me know, and I can dive into the K system a little bit more. What level you usually leave your master fader? 0. Sometimes okay, ready? It's a master fader. You're allowed to move it, and not just down for fade outs. You can actually push things. Provided you're not clipping your outputs, you can actually use your master fader to write automation for your song. Yes, you're allowed to go down and do fade outs and maybe some automation, but maybe your pre-chorus is at 0, or like, ready, arbitrary numbers. Your verse is at -1 for your master fader. Your pre-chorus is at 0, and then your chorus is at +1. From your verse to your chorus, that's 2 dB of added gain and added output, added life. You're allowed to do it. Generally speaking, especially when I'm starting stuff out and having fun with you guys, lock that thing at 0. See, I'm so behind. You guys are talking about master faders. Use it. If they didn't want you to use it, they wouldn't give it to you. Especially in this, where you can actually like bump it up. You know, there are some consoles out there where it actually was like a limited fader. The top of it was at 0, and it was just used to reduce the output. But it doesn't mean that you couldn't have started it at -5 and then pushed it up to 0. It does help. Thank you, Tim. You're welcome, great songwriters. Ricardo, is that normal level now? Leave it at 0? Yes, that's very normal. Well, yeah, pretty cheap. Yeah. You guys are going crazy. I am really trying to keep up. We may have to do more stuff next week, and I want you guys to come back. Let's see what we got. Audio-Technica makes some good stuff. Yes. Yep, $49. Nailed it. HD7 is the open backs. Thank you, Johnny. Thanks. Okay, thanks. I may have to do a review of several. Yes, you absolutely should. Just Bob, how would you compare Led Zeppelin and Kashmir record with the premiere headphones of the day to today's headphones? Oh, how would you compare Led Zeppelin and Kashmir record? I'm going to have to do some research, Just Bob. I don't think I can answer that right now. Ride the fader? Yep. You wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. I used a bus called Volume that is pre-master to do that. Limiter goes on the master. Sorry, Tim. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right. Let's do a couple more things. We did some Transformers. We had some fun. What else do we need to do? I'm not going to do guitar stuff today. I just want to mess around with plugins. Have you guys seen this one? That's not how you spell shadow. Plugin Alliance. You guys have seen this? This is the Shadow Hills mastering compressor. Or they say it's the mastering compressor. It's like a mixed bus compressor, and it's a mastering compressor. Because it's two compressors built in. It can be, it's two different compressors built into one. It's an optical compressor and an op amp. This is discrete. I can't remember. But this thing is a lot of fun. It also has transformers built in. So yeah, these things are crazy. I'm just like kind of showing off at this point. What else did I get? I got so many fun things. But I don't know if we can go into everything. This has been a very long show. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This has been a thrill of a show. And I'm happy that you guys are all here hanging out with me. See, show off. Yeah. Maybe. All right, you're going to fault me for it? Maybe. Oh, I just ordered the Isotope Holiday Bundle today from Sweetwater, but have no idea what it has. It was a crazy deal. Do I know it? The Isotope, it has Neuron 3, it has Ozone 9, and I think Hayden, was it the $49 one? Because it has the elements of all those things. So the elements, let's go back to our mix bus real quick. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to go Ozone 9 elements, because this should be included in that $49 Sweetwater bundle. So with Ozone elements, you only get a couple things. You get an equalizer with 4 bands in it. Or actually, I think you can add more. Yeah, you can add more. I don't use Ozone that frequently. Sometimes if I need to do like a quick master for like my own stuff or for a buddy of mine, I'll throw this on. So you get EQ. You can change. You cannot change the order, or I'm doing it wrong. You can bypass them though. So equalizer built in, and this has an RTA built in, so you can see your frequencies. Imager, which is cool, helps you get some stereo width. If it's the step up, you can actually break down into frequency dependent stuff. What is giving me noise? And then the maximizer, which is basically a limiter. And then Neuron 3 is one of the other ones. And I think there's a couple other that are in there. I haven't messed around with Neuron 3 a little, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to do this. Headphones deliver the best sound. Headphones were obviously not as good as today. Yes, there's been a lot of advancements in headphone technology back in the day. We'll call it a Wednesday. Headphones were literally just 1-inch speakers with some wire getting fed off of something. There were a lot more, but they weren't. That's not a good example. These ones are a good example. They weren't more like this. I mean, look at, for one of advancements, this is wireless without wires. Also noise canceling, but who cares about that? Cheap headphones in the day just sat on your ear. They didn't enclose your ear and they didn't go in your ear. There may have been some, but we're just generally speaking headphones. Now you have ones that go entirely over your ears. They call that circumaura, if I remember correctly, because it circles your ear, or circumaural, or whatever. Just Bob, can't say that you didn't appreciate listening to music on headphones when you were younger, when you were a kid. you know, yes, technology's changed, but it doesn't change the music. So, you know, something crazy like $850 to $80. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my spot. You guys are going crazy. Right now we got a standard version of most. Yes, it has the elements. Yeah. So, you know, isotope. Look up ozone and look up neuron 3. Those are probably going to be the ones you're going to use the most. Advanced has some. Yeah. Looking forward to your SSD purchase and how cloning works. Yeah. So I was talking to Just Bob at Johnny's show. My hard drive is basically full. But I also, this machine is showing its age. It's an early 2015 model MacBook Pro. Yes, it's a MacBook Pro. This is my main machine, and its hard drive, its internal drive was 128 gigs. I bought a terabyte. I am now upgrading this thing to a terabyte, and I never have to deal with storage problems at all. I also have way too many hard drives sitting around me right now. We're not going to talk about externals. I'm just changing the internal SSD. RX in the bundle doesn't have the balance feature, though. It is still awesome. Yes, but RX is very powerful. If you're ever doing any like voiceover stuff for like podcast or voiceover acting, you want to clean up some noise because it's somebody who worked, did the recording in their house and they had some air conditioner in the background, voice denoise. It's great. Well, Excalibur, Phoenix Verb, R2, Trash 2. Yeah, Trash 2 is really cool. You can get some pretty funky distortion and like, you know, subtle things to mangle things with Trash 2. Phoenix Verb I haven't played with. Those are in the package. Headphones always make my ears hurt after several hours. Yeah, because it's speakers slapped to your ears. You're going to get real tired. I have monkey ears or something. Monkey ears. Welcome to Home Studio Trainer, world of keeping up with chat. I mean, you guys know I'm usually pretty good. But, I mean, I just appreciate the active chat that you guys have going on. I know I feel yep. The chat is the hardest thing in this business, but it's worth it. Absolutely, because I'm talking directly to you guys. Yes, you need better moderators at times. You know what? You know, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. But there you go. Music motion. You're a mod. Quadrovox is not showing as available effect after installation Studio One 5. Any idea why it's not visible? Oh wait, in Cakewalk or in Studio? Oh, any idea why visible in Cakewalk? So you're seeing it in Cakewalk, but you're not seeing it in Studio One. Let's do this real quick. When you go into Studio One and you go into your preferences, go to locations, go to VST plugins, and make sure that wherever it is installed to on your drive, or whatever drive it is, whatever hard drive you have it set to, that you're seeing this folder. If you already have it installed in the right folder, or you see this folder here and you're still not seeing it, you can then go up to View, Plugin Manager, and you can search for it. Get out of here, you. I'm just gonna put everything back on, and I think quad, and there we go. It's a VST2 from Eventide, so like I have it too, but it's definitely here. Also make sure that make sure you installed the right kind, whether it be audio units or VST. And it's only a VST2. So maybe you have your VST2s hidden in your plugin manager. That would be my guess. That's, 20 watching, but 17 likes. Sad. Who's Tom? Bob, who's Tom? Kidding. Doesn't matter. Monkey Wrench. I want Mike the Mechanic now. Yep. Don't want to be your Monkey Wrench. One more indecent accident. All right, friends. This has been a thrill. Oh, Hayden, why'd you do it now? Do you have any suggestions when recording guitar when you have to a take you like, how to flag it for later quickly but still able to record if you're on a roll? So you would have to finish your take. Let's do this real quick. Let's say we recorded this guitar. It doesn't matter. Also, I'm just noticing now these are stereo tracks. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. All right, well, let's find something else then, something that's not stereo. Okay, let's just go with this vocal, right? Let's say that this section here was the greatest. Like, I nailed these 2 lines, and I kind of messed up everything after that. Let's get this out of here. When you're done with your take, and you're like, oh, I nailed those first 2 lines, I would just separate it like that. You could double click, you can highlight, and I don't have my keyboard shortcuts on, but it's too late now. That was Option X on a Mac or Alt X on a PC, where you would just select a range and cut it out like that. Then what you could do when you have your isolated event, right click it, the big color, you can change it. And I like this one, that's green. So now, out of everything else, it's a different color. You find what color works for you, and then even if you have layers, it'll retain this color. So that's what I would suggest, is find your ones and do your thing. Color it. Color the events. There's something you can flag. LOL, thanks. No problem, Manolo. All you need is a miracle. Damn, dang it, damn. Aiden, sorry. You can save that for another time. Nope, too late. Did you get it? I hope you did. Layers. Well, yes, record to layers. Always record to layers. Every time I record somebody, myself included, takes to layers. Always do takes to layers. But yeah, you can just cut it and color the event something else. You know that song. I think I just keep wanting to go until I get takes that are fully perfect and not have to cut around stuff. No, that is not how records are made. Records are made cutting things together. Way more than you even know. Way more. So do your takes. I mean, you've seen on my streams. You've been here, Hayden. I mess up all the time. And I'm not trying to get a perfect one. I go back later and I even, when I'm outside of stream with you guys, I go and do more takes to try and get better performances. Sometimes you get some squirrely notes in the middle. You got to get rid of those. You don't always have to get rid of them. Rock and roll. But comp. Record takes to layers. Use your layers. Comp your things together. That's how records are made. That's how you get the best sounding record, is you make sure it's not always just one take. It's taking the time to put that one take together. Hayden, I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Last one. People love the mess ups and seeing the real life way. That's what I'm here for. I mess up constantly. You guys have seen it. All right. Let me know. Do we want to have more plug-in fun next week? Do we want to do some mixing next week? Do we want to go back to songwriting? Let me know. Start chatting it away, or shoot me messages on the social medias, Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, leave it in a comment on this video if you want. Put it in a comment on something else. Find me on Facebook. Let me know what you want to do next week, because I want to do it with you guys. This has been so much fun. I love these shows where we just go off and we get nerdy and we talk about stuff, whether it be writing songs, whether it be the Tim Talks Audio plug-in 2 hours, because this was a 2-hour show. I like talking. I like talking to you guys, I should say. I like talking to you guys about what you want to talk about. Songwriting. Hayden wants to do some songwriting next week. Mike is going to play with RX-8. Yes, please let me know. Awesome show, Tim. Tony, awesome. It was awesome because you guys were all here with me. Thanks. You're thinking mixing next week. Okay, well, we'll see. We keep it up. More mixing. Okay, cool. That's 2 for mixing, 1 for songwriting. I would like to see the songwriting. Uh-oh, we're tied again. I'd love to see how you edit tracks. Johnny, I might be able to help you out. Maybe what you do, I mean, you know, all of those things happen for people anyway, so maybe we'll do songwriting next week, and then editing the next week, and then mixing the following week. Who knows? You are up there with JG on my favorites list. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Hayden, you're the man. I know you are. Thanks a bunch to you. Great and informative time. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Tony's up for anything. Awesome, cool. Mark's been hanging. You've been quiet, Mark, but that's cool, man. You're still here. Great show tonight. You and Johnny both. Yes. Now, thanks you, Mark. Thanks to you, Mark. Them's how is words do. Great show. Thanks for the time. Oh, Mark got it in mixing. We'll get there though. Ricardo, and thanks a lot for the Studio One advice. You're very welcome, guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I will see you next week where we'll do something. We'll figure it out. We're gonna have a great time. Help me spread the word for these things. When you see me put it out there, on Facebook, on YouTube, share it. That we can get more people coming in and hanging out. Getting this chat way too active where we can't actually do anything anymore, and we spend an hour talking to each other. Have a great night. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Wear a mask. I will see you next week. Good night.